Dracula's coffins, bed and breakfast. Once upon a time in the heart of Transylvania, the infamous Dracula found himself facing an unusual situation. His charming human wife, Elvira, had decided to open a bed and breakfast in their dark and eerie castle. Little did Dracula know that this decision would lead to a series of hilarious and nonsensical events. Dracula, being a vampire with a taste for the dark and macabre, couldn't quite wrap his fangs around the concept of a bed and breakfast. Nonetheless, he decided to support his wife's endeavors and help her set up the B&B. As word spread of this peculiar establishment, Dracula's vampire friends, from all corners of the world, flocked to the castle in excitement, eager to experience the unique services on offer. The coffin bed and breakfast finally opened its doors with a grand night ceremony, where Dracula officially inaugurated the B&B with a toast of blood-red wine. The vampires rejoiced, sipping red liquid from crystal goblets, and the night turned into a never-ending celebration. However, as the sun rose to greet the morning, the B&B experienced an unexpected turn of events. Non-vampire guests, oblivious to the supernatural clientele, had actually booked rooms. The arrival of these unsuspecting humans led to comical encounters with the bizarre and often scary vampire behavior. Curious bats that inhabited the castle's many nooks and crannies were attracted to the B&B's location, adding an extra layer of chaos and terror for the human guests. They would find themselves ducking and diving to avoid these winged creatures, and some even mistook them for their own worst nightmare, the vampires themselves. Elvira, determined to create a harmonious environment for both vampire and human guests, tried her best to accommodate their differing customs and needs. This resulted in hilarious cross-cultural mix-ups, like when she accidentally served a garlic-infused vegan dish to a hungry vampire, causing the poor creature to sneeze so violently that his fake fangs flew across the room. Meanwhile, chaos brewed as the vampires, still bleary-eyed from a night of revelry, struggled to awaken and face the inevitable morning sunlight streaming into their coffins. Panic ensued as they scrambled to find shade and hiding spots, disoriented and sleep-deprived. To add to the madness, a friendly ghost accidentally checked into the B&B, floating through walls and causing further confusion among the living impaired clientele. The humans found themselves constantly startled by objects moving seemingly on their own, as the ghost tried to lend a helping hand to everyone but only achieved more chaos. As dawn approached, Elvira knew she had to act swiftly. She enlisted the help of the befuddled humans and, armed with large umbrellas and dark bed sheets, they embarked on a slapstick adventure, attempting to move the still sleeping vampires to safety before the sunlight fully took hold. Eventually, the chaos settled, and with a sigh of relief, Elvira realized it was time to make a change. Gathering the vampire and human guests together, she proposed a radical shift in breakfast traditions. The vampires decided to embrace the concept of living breakfast and graciously invited the unsuspecting human guests to join them. In a darkly humorous twist, the living guests found themselves part of a lavish feast, unknowingly becoming the main course. Dark reflections on human nature emerged as the vampires delighted in feasting on the living, while an entertained Dracula decided to turn his back on his vampire ways altogether, adopting a vegan lifestyle instead. And so, with belly-aching laughter and a newfound appreciation for the ridiculousness of life, the events at the coffin bed and breakfast came to an end. The humans departed with both terrifying memories and hilarious anecdotes, while Dracula and Elvira continued their unconventional journey together, forever bound by their strange and darkly humorous tale.